Good evening. YouTube friends and family, Facebook friends and family, TikTok friends and family, Instagram friends and family. This is Arthur Chauncey Taylor. The Taylor Tone Presentations. As an author, it's a pleasure to present you all with information that can be used to pretty much describe who I am as a person and or as an author. However, there's no argument that anyone can use to dispute the fact of how far you can go with the right information, to which we all know that this is absolutely true and correct to the T. I just got back, man, from a trip in reference to dealing with a childhood friend of mine. I think I posted a video for you all earlier to see what it was that I actually had to go and do today, to which I'm always busy, especially during the week. I have class, work, then class, and I just took up on another responsibility to join and start working a second job, to which I thank God for the opportunity to expand and expound on my platform in reference to what it is that I have planned for the next phase of my life. The mission that God has me on right now has a lot to do with providing services to individuals who are incarcerated, mentally and emotionally displaced, those who have been physically, mentally, and emotionally abused. And the restoration process isn't easy. For one situation, I didn't think it was that serious, to which I understand now that it's actually a dire necessity that I provide as much information as possible to help nourish that situation back to full functioning. Adaptability. Being able to adapt to a situation that's complicated, difficult, or a little bit dysfunctional. I think that it requires a certain curriculum of core principles that would help the individual properly accept the assessment that you're able to conduct on them at that present moment. So embracing the role that I'm playing right now, the mission that I'm about to conquer, God prepares the call. So in reference to being prepared for the call, everything that I went through previously throughout the course of my life, I want to say over the last 4 or 5 years, prepared me for the moment that I'm experiencing right now. I didn't know how relevant my presence was until today. I didn't know how important it was to show my face in certain places where I didn't think it was relevant. We may lose contact with old friends and loved ones. We may even disassociate ourselves from friends and family and loved ones. However, when you take up on another role in life and you exercise the initiative to execute a plan in your life, God, he sends you in a different direction once you accept the invitation to join the team. So here on this earth, I don't have any side. In reference to having a supernatural life, from a spiritual perspective, I have already chosen a side, to which I'm a very spiritual person. So I side with God over Satan, over the devil, over manipulation, over deception, over conceit. And I think a lot of the misconceptions that individuals may fall for is the fact that the devil may, they say everything that glitter ain't gold. And I believe that's true. A lot of people follow the flashy stuff, the more common things in life, right? A lot of people thinking platinum is silver. Gold that shines sometimes isn't gold. Sometimes it could be fake. It could be copper. You know, it may not be gold. So, brass. So, it's a lot of things that I'm processing right now. So I'm constantly using little slang, and you heard me, and stopping and pausing because it's a lot to process. Having not have exercised the role that I'm playing right now, it's not difficult. It's about making the adjustment to the role that I'm playing, because I've been a leader and I've been a decision maker, but I've never been an articulator, right? A narrator, a facilitator, right? This is different terminologies in regards to the process of becoming something that I'm looking to obtain an achievement in, a certificate, or better yet, an associate's in. My major is human and social services, and I will receive my associates of applied sciences, next year in March. So I have approximately 1 year to exercise my full potential, or better yet, my full capabilities in my studies in reference to that particular aspect of my life. Coming from the background that I came from, to which I know this is why I have a copy of this book here publicized on display for you guys to see, that deadly but pivotal moments, God's plan never failed. Although I've been through everything I've been through in my life, right? And I want to specifically emphasize on that aspect of the conversation, because I've lived a very dramatic life. I've been through some tragic things and survived tumultuous moments in my life. I don't know anyone that's watching my videos. I don't know anyone except for the people that like them. Now, once you like the videos and share the videos, then I will be able to identify with the people who engage with the material that it is that I provide. And I thank you all for participating fully throughout the course of my whole tenure here on social media for the last maybe 4 or 5 years. It's not about followers. It's not about following. It's all about the full measure of exceeding the boundaries of having low expectations of yourself and breaking generational curses, as opposed to being stigmatized by a reputation that you may have had previously throughout the course of your life. This is something I thought about as a kid. I always knew I was different, set apart from everybody that I played with, everybody that I grew up with. I had a very, I'm not going to say compassionate part about me, but I had a very conscientious part about me that allowed me not to step in certain directions when it came to living a criminal lifestyle. Although I did wind up doing an extensive period of time, I think it was meant for me to do that time that I did. Like a lot of the inspirational, influential speakers say that things happen for you, not to you. Although it happened to me, it happened for my good as well. And I thank God for allowing it to happen for my good. Finding my niche in life. When you find your niche in life, it's like I don't want to use the word algorithm, because I don't, some of that stuff, I don't believe in quoting that stuff, because it might be, I don't know. But anyway, the pattern that has been set for my life, I'll use a more common terminology. The pattern that's been set for my life, I know, I'm not going to say I think about this, I know this. I'm here to serve a purpose, just like everybody else, and I won't be long. If you haven't come in contact with that purpose, find out what it is. You don't want to waste time. You don't want to waste time chasing things. I know what I want. I know what I want. I know what I want in a wife. I know what I want in my life. I know what my fetishes are, like cars, trucks, things that I can enjoy while I'm here. I know what type of house I want. I know what square footage I want. I know how many bedrooms I want. I know how much acreage of land I want. I know what type of foods I like. I'm learning that right now. I've been by myself for almost the last year, right? And I thank God, that I've had this time to think, and also having had the encounters that I've had along the way. I don't want to seem like a hypocrite, but being honest about my life and accepting me, right? Looking in the mirror and knowing that Chauncey's not a perfect person. Everybody that I actually had a chance to encounter or engage with on a verbal or communicative level within my physical presence, if they told me something or gave me some form of advice, I took heed to that information and I transformed myself. If something was told to me about me that wasn't right or wasn't comfortable or acceptable to them, I changed that about myself. But when I initiated something about other individuals that was wrong with them, it was an argument or a conflicting moment that came behind that. So you know what? I'm going to enjoy my space. I'm going to enjoy my time alone. And I'm going to continue to work on myself. Because I see that what I'm doing is helping somebody. And those individuals are people that I grew up with. I saw two of the guys I grew up with today. Actually, it was a guy, a childhood friend that I grew up, and his brother and their mom, to which I relate to them as being my family more because I was in New Orleans when my people, they went another direction. They was in Mississippi. I was in New Orleans by myself, right? Being the only boy, I was raised or taught to be a man before my time. But from a street perspective, I wasn't being responsible with a job or nothing like that. But like I said, I got to go. I got to start my homework. So I just want you all to know, if there's anything holding you back from achieving your common goal in life and or your mission or your calling, sever the ties of those draining elements that is sucking you dry, leaving you with little to no energy to enjoy the life that God provided you with. Don't bother yourself about what people think, what people say. Neither be concerned about what they do. Don't be concerned about it, because there's nothing you can change about other people, but you could ultimately change yourself. My name is Arthur Chauncey Taylor. If you haven't had a chance to get any of the material that I have on Amazon, please do so today. I guarantee you, you will not be disappointed. And listen, I'm constantly working on myself. Saving for your future, right? I'm constantly working on myself. Financial education. I'm learning about finances. I'm learning about everything. The Community Business Academy. Listen, this is a business book. I'm learning everything that I have to learn in regards to things that I asked people to help me with this in the beginning. They saw what I was doing. I purchased the platform. No one helped me push books, right? But me. So who you see me with, not so much as myself, but the current family that I'm building is the individuals I look forward to engaging with. Like I said, my immediate family, we good. I'm talking about the exterior. That was a prosthetic exterior that wasn't designed to coincide with what it is that I'm doing. I mean, some people just can't relate. Some people can't relate. You could tell people about you every day. If they wasn't there to see you live those moments, they would not believe a single word you say. Right? So this is something else I learned about life. And no longer confront people who are not willing to take accountability for themselves. Sometimes it's good to keep your thoughts to yourself. And wisdom is having the knowledge of knowing when to be wise, right? Or when to illustrate that wisdom or that knowledge. But with all you're getting, get understanding. When you understand life a little bit more better for yourself, then would you be better at decision making? right? Conjuring up the right words to address a certain situation or topic that may arrive in your life. It may be a pivotal situation. It may be a life-changing situation, but ultimately these decisions have to get made. And choices ultimately navigate your life in the direction of right and wrong. So make the right decisions, as many as possible. So, you know, we all destined to die. We're gonna leave this place one day. This is not our temporary, this is not our permanent home. This is temporary. So don't get used to saying this is mine. We don't own anything here. We just borrow this stuff. I use everything, almost, not everything, but I use the stuff that I have that is a necessity to have. I serve other people with it. I don't serve myself. God bless me with a truck. I go up and down the highway and I support people. That's what I do. And as a result, guess what? God give me traveling grace. God give me traveling grace every time, every time. So, like, yeah, be encouraged, stay motivated, exercise, read. I'm learning Espanol. You know, like I said, I'm reading about AI. They got a guy, Myron Rowley, the 2% way. Every day he said it's better, it's good to get 2% better every day. You don't have to be 100% every day. So it's good to get 1% or 2% better than the day you was before. So that's a great contribution to your character, your personality, and your demeanor as a person. Whatever makes you better, right? And when I get myself involved with people, if I offer you an opportunity and you crap around and you procrastinate, right? I'll delete you out my phone and I won't call you or I won't interact with you anymore. So this is what I learned from being free, dealing with humanity. You have to sever ties with people, because if you hold on, if you latch on, it's too many resources out here. It's too many other people that are willing to do the things that need to be done in order to set the tone for progress, prosperity, right, and success. My name is Arthur Chauncey Taylor. You guys have a great day.